All right, everybody, welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. I want to access the ancestral realm here to get a message. I am been overwhelmed this morning as I'm doing this reading. I'm posting this for today, 23rd, later on today. This is not necessarily just for today. But there's something about the negativity that is growing in the field. I literally saw a field with negativity growing, and it's it's time to step away from that. Okay, I really saw that. It's time to step away from that. It's time to step into your own passions, your own joy, your own energy. Just really pull out of this nosedive. I feel like there's a big old nosedive going on. And I'm going to say to you, that North Node in Pisces, which I've been talking about a lot, one of the things about North Node in Pisces is about faith. It's about having faith, being connected to the divine, doing your work to connect more to your spirit guides, and having faith. Okay, so let me keep going. I was planning on doing a video today about Uranus. Next week, Uranus is going to go direct. We have a lot happening. There's a couple of grand trines happening, creating a Star of David, which is just freaking remarkable. So I'll do that tomorrow. But right now, I just want to see if I can connect to the ancestral realm and get some messages for you about the current timeline. I feel like the split is widening, which is why there's this feeling of negativity, because it is growth, and growth is creating some tension. Okay, creating some tension. There's a disturbance in the force, my friend. You're not wrong about that, but it's definitely time to keep the faith. So focus. Let's see. Sorry about that. Focus. Move over, please. Magic. Grounding. Yep. And power. Okay. So this is like a magic versus power kind of conversation. So where is the real power? The real power is in the magic. And I feel like losing faith in that magic is what making this other power stronger right now. And it's only temporary. It's not going to last, because I just feel like there's a sense of like, oh, okay, I didn't realize that, when we talk about keeping your energy in a positive place, in a high vibe place, every single one of us matters. And so if you have to stop yourself from going on social media, because, the 3D, 1D, 2D, 3D, this is dimensions. That's really about conflict and provocation and war and external validation and all kinds of things like that. Getting to the 4D is when we're questioning, isn't there more to life? And you guys have already been there. I know, because I've heard you. I've seen you in Pathfinders asking those very questions. And sometimes people get stuck in the 4D with conspiracy theories. And that's one of those things that requires you to sort of pull out of this sort of information. It's like a big giant ball of twine right now. It's all interlocked. So I want you to pull out of that stuff right now and really plug into love, plug into the universal energy of we are all one, plug into the higher vibe energy. And moving into the 5D is really where we understand that we are all one. Unity consciousness is 5D. Christ consciousness is 5D. So one of the ways you can do that is gratitude. Another way you can do it is helping other people. When you feel helpless, being able to help somebody else not only shows you that you're not helpless, but You help somebody else, and that's a high vibe activity. So if there's somebody that needs your assistance today, do it. Okay? Because part of what I was saying earlier this week is that number, the 144,000, is not that that's all there is in terms of twin flames. It's not just 144,000 people on this planet. But when 144,000 people are consistently elevated into the higher realms, into the higher energies, that is a tipping point that will start to snowball. Okay? So that's your charge. If you have to write it in your journal every morning, keep the faith, align with the higher vibration. What do the ancestors, I've been shuffling for a while. What do the ancestors have to say to us today? Focus, people, focus. Focus, people. Miss Riley, 4th grade. All right. 10 of Pentacles. I keep getting this. 6 of Wands. Death. 2 of Cups. Here's the new beginning. And the Page of Cups. There's, 10 of Pentacles is a really lovely card. This is not what I would ever, whenever I see it, I'm always like, oh, wow, that's great. Abundance and stuff. But paired with the 6 of Wands is about the domination of, money hoarding, or the dominate, because 6 of Wands is about ego. Can be. And so there's something about that, and like using your resources not to help other people, or not to sort of be in the 5D and use those resources for the planet, or, like I said, other people. So what's happening here is that is accelerating. I feel like the people who are newly in power are really dragging down the vibe in a much more concerted way, and a much more sort of diabolical way, but also in a much not, I would, before, well, let's just see. Okay. So the Death card and the 2 of Cups, there's a new alliance, a new connection, new consolidation of connection. Some of you are definitely walking away from situations that are not healthy for you, which is really, really good. Some of you are seeing it very clearly, which is great. That's another story here. Hierophant. Yep, 5 of Cups. Walking away from old commitments that are no longer relevant because of either other people being invited into them that had low vibe, and it kind of destroyed the connection. That's for somebody. Other people being invited in destroyed the connection. The purpose wasn't the same. Okay, I don't know where that's coming from, but that's what the ancestors are saying. 6 of Pentacles. That is the helping other people card. Queen of Swords. Ace of Wands. You're being called away from a toxic relationship right now. Now, I don't know if I'm talking to somebody about their marriage, or a best friend, a person in your life, a family member. You're being pulled away from that because it's so low vibe, because somebody else is mucking around in it energetically. Like, it might not even be that person that's super low vibe, but there is another person. It could be their family member. It could be another love partner. It could be a best friend. There's definitely some instigation going on behind the scenes. Okay, 6 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Ace of Wands, King and Queen of Swords. I've been seeing that for a couple of days now. The Page of Pentacles and the 5 of Wands. So this is about coming to the table with new ideas. There's something going on behind the scenes. And I feel like when I talk about Uranus and I talk about all of the astrology that's happening, you'll see that tomorrow. When I'm talking about all of that, what I am definitely getting is that there's a lot, mostly because of Pisces, North Node in Pisces. There's kind of a Neptune, you know, kind of behind the scenes feel. Okay. There's like what's going on behind the scenes that we're not seeing. And that might be why so many people are losing faith, because we're not seeing that. And I want to say to you that this year, Uranus, I'll talk a little bit about Uranus, I guess. Uranus is in in Taurus right now. And so Uranus is really not that super comfortable in Taurus. Uranus is about fast change, and Taurus is like, I want to stay the same. So there's this conflict, and it's been building for a while. Okay, it's been building for a while, and Uranus is going to move into Gemini, which is going to be about all collecting information and seeking new ways to communicate, more external. Okay, more external. The Uranus and Taurus energy is much more like a preparation vibe in my mind. And so I do feel like with all the Pisces energy going on, there's a lot happening behind the scenes that we don't know about. And because all I'm getting is the vibe of like, hey, stay with the vibe of high not high density. stay with the 4D 5D. Stick with that, you know, stay away from conflict, stay away from, you know, sucking too much information in on social media about what's happening in the world right now. Like, really stay away from it, because it is right now there is a desire to have people feel like they should give up. And it's just such false bravado and not real. Because there's, even though this is, I do believe that this is a catalyst for change, but that vision isn't the vision. Okay. It's just, hey, we need a change agent to come in here and shake things up. But the vision that they're talking about isn't really the thing that's going to be lasting. Okay. Because we still, when Uranus moves in to Gemini, there's a whole lot of people in the conversation that happens this summer. There's a whole lot of integration that's going to go on this planet with light beings. There's a whole lot of awakening that's going to be happening. The King and Queen of Swords here are really kind of nestled. I'm going to say the word nestled, coalescing around this Six of Pentacles, around helping people. There is a king and a queen here. And yesterday in Pathfinders, I talked about the internal archetype of the king and queen. And the king and queen, when there is accountability, when there is responsibility, when there is adults in the room, when there is taking responsibility for my actions, when there is a sense of removing kind of petulance or temper tantrums, or on purpose doing things just to hurt people, like cruelty is the point. Like, when that will move away, but not without this fire, this Ace of Wands. So the new idea or the new beginning is coming in. I got all four aces in my own personal reading this morning. And I feel like what's happening is the spiritual community needs to learn some new stuff. The spiritual community, the divine feminine community, the divine masculine community, I've been saying that in the twin flame reading for a long time, needs to learn some new stuff. And so what do I mean by that? This can be about magic. Okay, this can be about empowering through your ability to make magic. And what is magic? Magic is where we're sitting at the 29th degree of Pisces. That is a magic number. It is a karmic point. All right. It is an important, let's use this. 29 degrees, like Saturn is still in the middle of Pisces, kind of lagging behind a little bit, because I feel like there's a little bit of like letting the kids run wild, but Saturn is sitting behind like a one-way mirror and watching. When Saturn moves into Aries, we'll talk about those dates. When Saturn makes that ingress into Aries, watch out. That's karma, my friend, because Saturn right now is going to have to move through the 29th degree and move through the 29th degree of Pisces still. Right? Did I bring it down? Yes, I did. Okay, so let me just quickly look at Saturn here for 1 second since I'm talking about it. So yeah, Saturn goes retrograde at 1 degree of Aries this July. So it's going to be ingressing. I don't have an ingress date, but I'll look it up. And Saturn will be in a shadow of a retrograde. I think it's like 6 weeks. I think 6 weeks to 2 months. There's a shadow period of Saturn being in retrograde. So it's still not really fully in, it's not going to fully be in Aries. And then it's like, Saturn, yeah, 27th November, it's in 25 degrees Pisces. So it's going to hit next year, 2026. There will be a conjunction between Neptune and Saturn at 0 degrees Aries. So that means that's the start of a new era. Okay, that's the start of a new era. And we do have a Saturn Jupiter conjunction, so there's some of those things going on here this year that are, it's like the setup. And I feel like right now we are being asked as a collective, divine masculine, divine feminine, to get really clear on what our power is, what each of us bring to the table. Okay? And also I'm being directed to this Page of Pentacles, which doesn't seem like the strongest card in this reading, I gotta tell you, but it does feel to me like there needs to be some real focus on learning new, and this is the wrong word, but weapons, 5 of Wands here, learning new ways to communicate. That's when Uranus moves into Gemini, a lot of communication, learning some new stuff. Okay, so let me see about the Page of Pentacles. What do we need to learn here? What's being asked of us? 8 of Pentacles, to put some time and effort into really learning our craft or our ability to create magic or align with that in our own lives. I feel like this is a collaborative effort with that 2 of Cups. I feel like some of you are getting kicked out of relationships with people because there's no next level for it. You've come as far as you can go. And I feel like somebody does need to hear that. You've come as far as you can go. Okay. And so it is time for you to get clear of it so that you can learn some new things in your life. There's the Hierophant again. There's the Empress, divine feminine, 10 of Cups. Wow. 9 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. What's underneath here? The Chariot. So learning some new things regarding our values. Taurus here, Taurus and Libra, our values. And I feel like that might be something that the spiritual community is when the timeline is splitting because our values are very different. Okay. The value of, everyone has, everyone has value. Everyone is important. Everybody has a part to play. We are all one. There is unity consciousness. There is no separation. Like that is not what most people who are living in the 3D believe at all. Okay. Even some people in the 4D, they get up there into the 4D and then they get stuck in the us versus them kind of thing, or some kind of conspiracy theories that are about hierarchy, that are like, I'm better. And, and I'm saying to you that this is just different experiences, right? There are people on this planet who came to this life to do life in a 3D way. And so they are doing what they're here to do. It's not that they're lazy or they're not, um, they're just not, like, that's not their thing. That's not what they're here to do. They're here to be change agents for you. Okay? So we always think of ourselves, and I've said this many times about us, being teachers or healers or guides. Actually, those people are teachers for us too. Okay? So this is about our values. This is about really realigning with our values and what we want, the kind of world we want to create. Okay? And I feel like there is plenty of people saying that that's a utopia, that 10 of cups is a utopia that doesn't exist. And I kind of feel like they've lost faith. Those people have lost faith. And it's not it's, those of us in the spiritual community are like, well, this is what we want to create. Why would we want to create something that isn't what we want? Why do we want to do that? So there's definitely some 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles here. There's definitely something about manifesting resources. Okay, because I see the timeline is definitely getting wider. It's time to let go. Yeah, it's time to let go, utilizing resources for the good of all. How are we using our resources? That might need to be the thing we learn about, because this is 8 of Pentacles. We might need to learn about how to use our resources for the good of all. That's what's going to move us forward. Okay, so let's see here. Queen of Swords and King of Swords. They come up a lot, and I use a lot of different decks. 3 of Wands. 4 of Cups. Page of Cups. Again, the Page of Cups, and the 9 of Cups. So, I'm being shown that the spiritual community is waiting for a few people who have kind of gone, well, maybe this whole spiritual path thing isn't a thing or whatever. For those people who've lost that kind of faith, I doubt you'd be watching this video, but if you are, awesome. There's going to be something that gives you faith. The Page of Cups. There's going to be something that brings the faith back in. Okay. And I mean, it can be about what's happening next week with the Uranian shift direct. We have a new moon in Aquarius. Obviously the Pluto Cazimi this week with the Sun conjunction is a big thing. I talked about that yesterday, and that's just really shining light through the Pluto energy. And this is Pluto, right? Shining a light of like, okay, wow, like that is, it's not what I thought it was, right? It's like, okay, I thought this was going to be like this. It didn't turn out that way. So I need to see it clearly that it's not really what I want, or it's not really part of my spiritual path, or it's like, it's meant to be cruel. It's meant to be low vibe. It's meant to be like, not good. And so some of you who have lost the faith, there is coming through a new renewal. Yeah, a renewal of faith. This 9 of Cups is a wish granted. So I'm going to say to you, if you are somebody who feels like they've lost faith, I'm going to say each one of you, it would be great if you put that out there to the universe. Said, you know what? I'm looking for a little reinforcement here. I just need a little glimmer of something to reinforce. I'm not asking you to prove yourself or anything like that. But I need a jump start here, and ask that, because it is very nearly time to let go. And the timeline splitting further and further, it's happening. Okay. We're witnessing it right now. And those of you who are witnessing that in the spiritual community, let go of those people, that situation. Let go with love. Just, send love, and just pull yourself back from it. Okay. Because it is a widening crevasse. and it's going to get wider. All right. Right now, I think you can still jump over it, but not for long. All right. I'm going to continue on with this reading. Let's look at what we don't see coming. Maybe I'll talk a little bit more about Uranus and just give you some more of the astrology, but I will post a video just specific to that tomorrow. Okay. So link is below if you want to continue on with me. I'll see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.